Thanks for being with us in 2017, reading our Treasury Update newsletter. We appreciate your attention. I just wanted to give you a very short recap of 2017. First, the entire year has been one of a very positive sentiment. From the beginning of the year, the economic growth has improved. Looking at the stock market, we've seen about a 20% increase in its valuation. If you look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, this is reflective of that positive sentiment. If we look at the last two quarters, second and third quarter of the year, both showed a GDP growth over 3%, and most of the projections are close to 3%. The Atlanta Fed is showing about a 3% expectation through the end of 2017. So that would indicate, if we reach that, 3/4% GDP growth on an annualized basis, which is a very good sign after the financial crisis and a long period of very, very slow growth since 2009. In terms of expectations and spend and investments, we see this in Treasury technology very significantly. Expectations increased over multiple years. Companies' plans to spend on Treasury technology significantly have been at a very elevated level, particularly with Treasury, payments, and bank account management. This has also been reflected in actual spend and investments. So when we look at investments into the space, you can think of companies like Finastra, which were a combination of D&H and Mises, coming together, a very large payment hub provider, banking system, corporate banking system offered through banks. Very massive integration there. If we look at investments into the Treasury management system space, Treasury Express received a $5 million round of funding, a very large influx, allowing them to expand their presence in the U.S. As they've reached well over 100 clients in that sector. TIS, a Treasury aggregator, received over $11 million of an investment, helping them to expand their payment hub capabilities. Kyriba also received $45 million, $35 million used to take out earlier investors, and they received an additional $10 million of funding through that process. Treasury received $42 million from Mainsail Partners, a private equity firm, allowing them to expand their pattern of growth over the past few years, particularly into Europe, and expand the development of their platform. So a very significant and transformative investment there and across the space. Banks have also poured money into blockchain, investing over $1 billion. So significant plans to spend on some of this technology that's needed, and significant investments flowing into the space. Good news for Treasury, increased expectations. This is another year, a significant year of fraud. When we look at the Treasury Fraud and Control Survey with a 2-year look back, business email compromise has been significant. 77% of firms had experienced attempts in the prior year look back, 79% this year. Doesn't seem like it's much growth, but the success rate grew about 50%. So about 8% of firms had suffered a loss in a 2-year look back earlier, and then in this year, at the beginning of the year, the total experience was about 12%, a full 50% increase in the context of people knowing about fraud. Fraud is going to continue to be a significant area of focus, ensuring that you have the right type of defense. If people plan to spend on it, they're more concerned about it. This is a good look back, and also as you look forward, expect your firm and other firms to spend more money, more time, and attention to this sector.